everybody, what is up? And welcome back to the Lock Boss Show and giveaway. Oh, I tell you what, it feels so good to be back. Of course, missed you all last week. The LockFather and I were down in Vegas at the Apex SEMA show. So
come on, 7.
Yeah, pretty excited. I'll bring him on the screen here in a second. And yeah, we get to hang out. We get to talk about a lot of stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I tell you what, really happy to be back though. So happy to be back, of course, here in a minute. Actually, here, let's go ahead and bring up the one and only LockFather. How we doing?
Doing well, thanks.
Oh, here, you know what? I need to adjust. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Looking good.
Some young guy,
huh? Oh, yes. Well, Dad, how's things?
Good.
Okay.
Good as could be expected, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about Vegas for a few minutes before we get set up here.
Yep. I can tell I'm getting old.
You can.
Yeah. All that walking.
You know, hold on here. Hold on. You know what? I always do this. Of course, we're drinking Topo Chicos. Cheers. And I'm going to tell you what, not only cheers to all the lock bosses out there drinking your favorite beverage of choice, but also cheers to out there to all of the veterans on Veterans Day. We appreciate you. We have some staff members here that are veterans, which we appreciate very much. And do you have any veterans working for you?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. So cheers y'all out there serving our country.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
God bless y'all.
All right. All right. So, Dad, before we dive in, now, of course, here in a little bit, a few things. Okay, a few things. Number one is we're going to be talking. The LockFather actually is going to be talking about 3 things that he wish he knew before he started locksmithing. So excited to dive into those with you.
Great.
And then and then also, of course, first and foremost, let's talk Vegas. Let's talk. So last week, 3 days, you and I were in Vegas together.
Yep. My whole thing is walking. You know, I don't do a ton of walking. Walking around.
Yeah.
Well, I can walk around. So I'm going to get me a scooter.
Yes.
And, you know, we rented the scooter, but you had to walk a zillion miles to get to the scooter. But, you know, it's just part of.
Yeah, so.
I always thought I was in pretty good physical shape until I had to do all that walking.
Yes. Okay, so let's dive into that a little bit.
Calves were burning.
Yeah, that's true. Now, what happened though? Okay, so for the first time, I've been down to SEMA or the Apex show about 7 times, and I was like, shoot, you know what? Brought the dad down with me. We had a lot of fun actually, and I was like, Dad, let's go to SEMA. I've never been. I've always just been the Apex. Let's go over there. So we go over there and we rent you a scooter, Dad. But I want to talk about what happened
on the way back.
On the way back, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, do I ever?
Okay. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
SEMA's tons of conventions. I mean, it's huge. We never even got to see it all.
Hardly any.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we had 2 hours because they closed at 5. I think we got there at 2:33. Get the scooter, and we're bebopping up and down and around and doing well. But on the way back, I looked down. I go, this thing's almost dead, and it hasn't been that long. And when I turn it off, where we sat and talked to people,
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I get halfway through crossing the street. I said, the damn thing just stopped. So I start getting off, and all these people are pushing me. PJ's behind me pushing. Some guys are pulling. I said, at least let me get off, save you some grief,
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it was going okay.
Yeah.
But it was slow.
Yep.
And then any upcline, it didn't want to go. So PJ's behind me just
Pushing.
I said, oh, come on, son, you can go faster than that. And
oh yeah, towards that whole end, that big stretch, I had to push all the way up.
Yeah. I'm going, how the heck am I going to get this thing back if it completely died?
And so I remember as I'm pushing, I said, the only thing worse than me paying for the scooter is having to push it too.
That's it. And then I tried to get our money back.
Oh, that was probably my favorite part. I was like, how long you were on hold for your 40? So we just walked over. We're waiting for the bus.
Yeah.
About 45 minutes for whatever reason.
And I'm on hold the whole time pretty much.
And they keep getting on the phone. Like some random person gets on and says, hey, sir, so what is your problem? And he
said your damn scooter doesn't have any juice in it, and I've only had it an hour and a half.
I know. It's like the worst $80 ever, And then they would put you on hold. 5 minutes goes by. Someone answers the phone
Says
the same thing. I was like,
the problem. I said, your scooter.
I was like, it's just one of those things that, like, what do you do?
That's when you give up and say, well, I guess they got the $80. Didn't get a refund or a partial.
Yeah. So did you ever call them back?
Yeah, same stuff. They put me on hold. It's weird me looking in the camera and you're over to my left. I want to look at you while I'm talking.
Yeah. I know. By the time I got the camera configuration set up, I was like, it's a little different.
I think he thinks I smell or something. He says, get away.
Absolutely not, sir.
It's that cologne.
Oh, okay.
But we had a good time. It was fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. And you did a bunch of or some gambling.
Well, because you had a couple meetings.
Yep.
And I want to barge your meetings.
Yep. And so
I sat there and charged my scooter, a different scooter.
Yes, and you won what, $600?
Yes, sir.
Nice. So that's
it was a good time sitting for a couple hours, had a beer, fell asleep, nodded.
Did you at the machine?
Yeah, I go, man, I'm so bored playing this thing, and I nodded off and I go, man, I must be getting older.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, well, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And of course, at Vegas, everything costs a lot. So I ordered a beer, and that didn't help me because I didn't eat. And I'm nodding, and I said, oh, how much is it? She goes, whatever you want to tip, sir. I said, well, here's $10. Well, you gave me a 20. I said, yeah, I want 10 back. And she goes and gives me a 5 and 5 once, like I'm going to tip her again. Who's going to pay $10 for a beer? Me, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh man. Okay. Well, it was a lot of fun.
What are you, tired?
I think you talking about being tired made me tired all of a sudden. But no, Dad, that was, we've had a few good stories together in Vegas, but nothing will ever top that 20. What was it, 2012 or so?
Yeah, for that gal.
Oh no, that was in Florida. I'm talking about when you and I got us rooms at Circus.
Oh, we walked that whole distance.
And the trade show was at Mandalay Bay.
Yep.
And we were like, we should get a little bit of exercise or whatever.
I said, I'm up.
We stop halfway and I got some water. You got some
for
beer.
$5.
Yep.
And I said, how much is beer? $4. I said, give me 2 beers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did.
And then you ended up sitting right outside of the trade show for a while because let's just say you were dizzy.
Yeah, well, it was hot that day, remember? Didn't have any breakfast again.
Oh my gosh. And hey, by the way, whose idea was it to stay at Circus?
Yours.
I know, I didn't know what I was
because it was cheap.
Oh my gosh, that's good. All right. Well, hey, you know what? We've been having fun, lots of good stuff. And yeah, of course, Dad and I, we had a good time.
Yeah.
We didn't lose our keys or get locked out.
Thank goodness.
But did I tell you, we've had a good little trips together. We went down to Fresno or at the beginning of the year for the Brockage deal you came with. You went to D-Tex with me. And then Vegas. Am I forgetting any?
No, that's all we've done this year.
Yeah.
But we might have one more coming up.
Yeah, that's pretty good though, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Pretty good. Now, I am, just for the record, waiting for you to take me on.
Well, I guess we're going over to the beach house. Go crabbing.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. As long as that happens, sir. As long as that happens.
Well, you're driving.
Oh, I am.
I'll pay for the gas, but you drive.
Oh man, that's funny. Okay.
Because if I remember last time, it cost me a fortune to take you and your buddies over there because you broke my poles, broke my crab stuff, and I had to go buy all new ones. Plus, you got a pair of boots out of it. Oh my goodness!
Everybody, I know nothing of this.
Yeah, I believe it. $200 boots, I think they were.
Were they?
Yeah, they were expensive.
Yeah, they're actually nice Georgia muff boots. Thank you for getting those for me for my birthday.
Yeah, right.
I appreciate
what did you get for his birthday? Whatever his mother picked up.
Oh man, you have to just, love doing stuff with family. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
I agree.
But anyways, all right. Well, hey, let's get into the show. Let's have a little bit more fun. We at least got it warmed up pretty nice, right? And let's get right into it. All right, here we go. Post of the week. This one comes from Mikey. Mikey says, okay, I just got my awesome $500 prize and a smidgen more. Thank you so much. Good Lord, Lily did a beautiful job designing these shirts. Not a lot of toys, just mainly much needed supplies for my daily Lock Boss needs. Thanks again, Mikey. Mike, I tell you what, thanks for sending the photo. Loving the photo. I love seeing all those supplies there, and that was part of why we wanted to do it, is to really make sure it's like you can take those $500 worth of supplies and hopefully turn them into thousands and thousands of dollars of revenue, which is pretty cool. So thanks for sending the photo. And of course, that shirt you got in the background is the shirt I have going on. And for the record, if I could for a moment, Dad.
Yeah.
Officially today,
yes,
we have a shirt for you, sir.
Hallelujah.
How about that?
Very good.
All right.
About time.
All right. Mikey, yeah, thanks a bunch, though, for sending that in. Appreciate it. Here we go. All right. Comment of the week. This one comes from FTJ Lock Key UV2RJ. Says, I never thought much of D-Tex in the past. I did install a D-Tex panic bar on the outside fence gate only because the customer already had it. Since you guys started selling this series of D-Tex, I find that I'm a little more impressed with the quality and simplicity of their products. I'm now a believer. Thanks, BJ. Absolutely. Yes. I absolutely feel the same way. And as a matter of fact, Dad, your company recently just actually installed a couple of these door operators that we had in the show.
Yeah, what you had last Sunday, yesterday.
Yeah.
No, Tuesday. Yeah.
Yep.
Days ago. Yeah, we installed two of them. You put those brackets up, just pop it right up and finish it.
Did you have one person do the install, or did you?
I sent two just so the other one could learn.
Okay, but one could have done it.
Yes, absolutely. They each did one.
Very, very cool.
And we got some more to install. We got to order them.
That's what we like. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. But yeah, FTG, thanks for the comment. Completely agree with you. And all right, here we go. 3 things he wished he knew. Now, first of all, I do see, guys, for the record, looks like Julio's making a bunch of noise. I haven't heard any noise. So I apologize in advance for any of the Julio stuff. So, anyways, all right. So, Dad, we want to talk about 3 things that you wished you knew or that you would go back and do different or think differently of um, before. So, I'm ready for number 1.
Well, number one, added on to the shop in Hayden. I was gonna start doing alarms and do monitoring and everything. So I had the 1,100 square feet built onto the shop, and I thought I looked into it good enough because I wasn't doing the monitoring myself. I subleased that to the company, but off-site company. And here I bought all this stuff, probably 20 grand sitting on the shelf, and hired a electrician because now you got to have a low voltage, and I can't prove that I've been doing it forever. All you got to do is plug in a transformer. It's goofy. I'll still do it, but and then I hired an electrician. Paid him good because he's an electrician besides learning the lock. And I lost on every friggin' one of them. The monitoring, I made some money, but
Okay, so hold on. You're talking about that you tried to expand into alarms.
yes,
And you added on, so you added on to your Hayden location
right.
for what
For
purpose?
monitoring upstairs.
Okay.
And I guess I didn't research it good enough. You have to have everything UL listed. And it was like 300 grand. I wasn't thinking I would have to spend. I think I could do it for 40.
Okay.
And so that's the reason I had an offsite start doing them.
Okay.
And pretty much they're all wireless, easy to sell, but it was the guy who was installing them took forever. I showed him how because I'm pretty good doing electrical stuff
Yeah.
at the time, and boom, 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 because it was all wireless. Just got to put the code in, and for that motion detector or clicker to turn it on and off outside.
Yeah.
And
How old was I when you were doing this?
Oh, I bet you were 25. Maybe a little longer.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how long ago did I put that expansion on. What happens when you get older, time just flies. You think it's 3 years and it's 15,
So you're saying you didn't realize how hard it would be to get into the
market.
Alarm market.
Right.
You spent a whole bunch of money to do it.
Yeah, like we do our own camera system in our own stores and stuff. And I wired our stores for motions and sensors and
Yeah.
Glass breakers, the whole bit. I still got a ton of stuff, but here I got probably 10 grand still sitting on shelves upstairs, probably outdated now. But that's part of the part you should look into a little bit heavier because there was a big company around what was doing, and I said I need to do that. So
okay,
and I'm always willing to try. I don't always make it, but I try.
Yeah. So as I was saying, like before you go to expand into a new product line or service, make sure you understand the cost.
Right. Matter of fact, at the beach house, I still have one other sign saying this thing's monitored.
Okay.
So it's one of those deals.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Let's go to number 2.
Well, I was trying to think of number 2. Well, it's that expansion part. Here you figure, oh, I can open up this other shop.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize it's a lot more than you thought it was going to be. And, the basic stuff, but by the time you staff it and get another truck or whatever, it gets to be quite costly. So you have to be cautious going into that. But I'm still willing to expand. I'm always looking for business because I'm willing to hire more people, get more trucks. And I know it costs you, but if you want, you don't want to stay stale. You want to keep trying to grow. Because you get too comfortable, there's always somebody around who wants to take part of your business because you feel you're too comfortable. So you want to stay on top of it.
Okay. So number 2 is how would you put that into words?
Expansion is good, but you have to be prepared maybe to spend a little bit more than you planned on spending.
Okay.
You know, for equipment and everything else.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So, like, how much of the alarm equipment do you still have besides like that one sign? Do you still have any of it laying around? Or
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of stuff upstairs. I don't know. My friend who does the alarms around here, he's pilfered a bunch of stuff from me. Never even paid me for it.
Yeah.
He said we'll trade it in monitoring, and I said okay, but he's taken a lot more than that.
Okay.
But it's all good. He's he takes care of me.
Okay. And let's go to number 3.
3, I was trying to think. Something to me, and I go, "Oh yeah."
Oh no, I know. And I was
No?
saying, well, we advertised yet 3
Yeah.
things.
Well, I've been thinking all day, and again, it's like anything. You just have to be willing to look back, because money runs out real quick when you try to keep expanding. So, as I always say, you try to save 5 to 10% of every year so you can expand or buy new equipment, trucks, whatever.
Okay. Let's okay, yeah, looks like some people are saying that your mic's kind of getting a little weird on you there. So maybe I have to mute mine for yours. So I'll try muting mine.
Well, I am weird. You keep telling me that.
No, come on now. All right, so let me frame a couple of questions for you then. You've trained a lot of people on how to be a locksmith.
Yes.
What are some mistakes in training that when you show people are just like they're just it happens and they almost never kind of recover from it?
People, just don't understand it. Matter of fact, one of my guys been with me a year and a half. He installed the lock on backwards the other day, rekeyed it, put it on backwards, and the guy had to go 35 miles back. Customer says, "Oh, your guy put on our stuff wrong." And I told him I was disappointed in him. And I said, "Didn't I always tell you to check everything, make sure the lock works fine, it's going into the deadbolt hole or the latch?" He said, "Yeah, but I did all that. But I put the locks on the inside instead of the backside." So his head wasn't with him that day. And we all have days like that, but not quite that bad.
Yes.
And just basic rekeying. You can rekey in a day and get it pretty good. Some of the guys get it great, IC quarter. Some people just can't figure out the math. And we have charts where we show them, and just has to add to 23 or 18 or 19 for Medico, on their cores. But it's definitely different.
Yeah. And Dad, so it looks like the mic on your camera isn't working and this is the only mic.
Oh,
So
see how you are?
guys, I definitely apologize. And I don't know if I can fix it quickly. So we may have to live with it. I have it pointed at you now, so hopefully it's better,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I don't know because I can't hear any of it.
So,
But you think you're able to train people, and sometimes that's just not the right fit for being a locksmith. And a lot of people, I've had employees in the past get too upset with the customer, and I tell them, I'm not the one who pays you. The customer pays us, so you got to be courteous and no foul language. But it's tough sometimes. I mean, I want to say some stuff sometimes, but you don't because you realize that, well, the customer wanted me to do it this way. And I said, who's the locksmith? You or them? You have to take control of the situation, say, no, that's not the way this works. This is how it works, and do it. But it is hard training some people.
yeah.
I've given them a year, and I should have got rid of them after the first month.
Yeah. So with that being said, like if someone is working by themselves and
Yes.
they're wanting to train their first locksmith to work with them,
Right.
what give us like the quick little roadmap on how you would what do you start them with?
Start them out with rekeying. Here's some quick set keys. This is the way you tear down this, and this, these different locks, and then do them all day. Change the key, get some other keys, put them in. Then we show them how to do identify keys. We have a chart out front. What case W stands for quick set, SC stands for Schlag. So if they have a problem at the counter and they see what it says on the key, hopefully they can figure it out. M for master, IL for Illinois, and they go, oh, I keep forgetting about that. Or I use the identity and say, if you have a problem, use that so you can help you get started.
Yeah. How would you? Okay, so you start with basic rekeying.
Yes.
And then, at what point are you like, hey, let's go put a hole in a customer's door for a deadbolt?
I usually send them after a month or two.
Okay.
And then we have a door out the shop. Go to Habitat, buy these used doors, and bolt it to a workbench and say, go for it. Mortise out a 1 3/8 door. It's pretty tough because you usually end up chipping them. And we show them how to do that. If you can get away, use a drive-in, but mortise is always better.
Yeah. Automotive wise, how are you starting people out with automotive?
Here, let me show you. And they sit there and watch you rebuild Honda ignitions. Not everybody can do it. It just takes time, little at a time. We try to show them. And they go, well, I want to know how to drill a safe. You're not there yet, Let us show you other things so we can keep you employed instead of just spending money on training.
Now, so with that being said, at what point I want to shift gears now that we have a question.
Okay.
When you're looking at, so you're expanding, you're doing all these different things, there's always a ton of tools to buy. There's always a bunch of machines you can buy, right?
Right.
At what point are you putting the money out to get the nicer or machines that can do more compared to kind of what you have? Can I give you an example? We actually today did Tanner, our good friend Tanner, also known as Kid Lock, stopped by today and we did a van tour. So you guys all love that when it comes out. But am I right?
Yeah.
But
Kid Lock is Kid Lock.
yes, but I noticed that, you just have a 1200 in his van and you don't have an electronic machine like a Futura or Triton or something like that. Talk me through what does that look like?
Well, they bounce around a lot, the electronics. If you're a mobile guy, I'm sure you have them. If you don't have a shop, I do have 4 of them, and I put one in the van, and the guy never used it. I said, "How come you're not using it?" And he goes, "Well, because I can't get the internet." Well, the internet hookup as such for Ventura is false. You don't use the internet as such, but it tricks the machine, and so one of the people I had to show him how to do that again.
Yeah.
For automotive, and you're limited to the size of space you have.
Mm-hmm.
We like a little room. I don't like them coming back to the shop to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's expensive to buy one,
Mm-hmm.
but then keeping all the stock. So we try to figure out what it is and take one with us, so for them to do it, or we quote unquote buy a key code and cut it at the shop.
Okay. Okay. And so, like, how do you, like, when you went from the old safe equipment that you have to the new safe equipment, like, how did you make that decision? Like, do you wish you had done it sooner? Like, what kind of pushed you over the top?
Well, pushed me over the top. I was using this old scope I bought, what a doctor uses, and it's hard to see the different angles and everything once you drill the hole. You just got to bite the bullet for 4 different angles, 4 different scopes. It cost me $5,000. I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay for that? But these were surgical scopes, and it was like looking at a camera. So you learn to buy better equipment as you go.
Mm-hmm.
We have one of those little black boxes to do electronic.
Yep.
And there's a lot of them, but again, that's $5,000.
Like, do you think you've actually charged enough to get your money back for that
Yes,
yet?
I have.
Okay. So, do you think that people, and this is my last question for you, and then we'll I have a comment here,
Okay.
question for you. At what when you've been to a lot of other lock shops, you've bought a lot of different locksmith places after they've went out of business.
Right.
Would you say, as a rule of thumb, that a lot of lock shops are investing into the right equipment, or do you feel like they're over investing or under investing? Like where are you at with that?
Well, you want to get by with the least equipment you need, but as the market changes, you do need the more sophisticated equipment to be able to program all these keys.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we don't do any European cars because I'm not willing to spend the 20 grand for software to, do the Mercedes and Beamers.
Yeah.
And it's just, you have to decide what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Because I know a lot of locksmiths I know, oh, we do those all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
yeah, it's almost like, well, I think that's why you see such a split today. Like, people who are heavy into automotive, like, are kind of like automotive specialists today.
Mhm.
And I think it just has a lot to do with the investment to do it all, right?
There's a lot of investment.
And then
Absolutely.
the knowledge and all of that. And so it's kind of one of those things that it's like, let's say you have $15,000-$20,000 worth of everything you need to do automotive stuff. And then you get called to do a master key system.
Right.
You're like, man, I just spent all this money. Like, I want to start getting money back from it.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of my point of view a little bit.
No, and you're right. Sometimes you just got to spend it and bite the bullet, but you don't want to put yourself in so much debt that you're not going to make it.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the big thing. And I've put myself in tough spots, and I've always been able to come out.
100%. All right. So, here's a question for you. This King's Classic Vintage Auto Works. I'm getting back into locksmithing after 25 years. I began digging out old stock, and I am wondering if it's much use. I'm collecting new. LockFather, what would you do with the older supplies?
I'd like to hoard it all, because then they have to come to me to get it. And I'm going to charge them dearly for it. I love all the old automotive stuff. I try to buy as much of it as I can for a reasonable price. But, collector cars, you go to these refurbishing shops, say, hey, we get this stuff all the time. So if you need parts or anything, we got it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, they're going to pay dearly. You can get aftermarket, but it's not necessarily the same keyway or anything. So I try to buy up I know of one guy who goes to Hershey every year and buys everything he can. Well, I think maybe next vacation I'm going to Hershey
Yeah.
to go and get as much of that old stuff packed at home or ship it home or whatever. That's the reason all the old stuff I try to keep, and I got a lot of old stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I think also to answer that question, like truly, if you have a bunch of old vintage automotive locks and that sort of stuff, which is maybe keys too.
Right.
I mean, honestly, a really good place for you to get rid of them is not the scrapyard. It's going to be eBay, right?
Or me.
Yeah, or you. I don't think you'll pay eBay prices
No,
for
I
them, though.
won't.
But I mean, there's a huge, of course, we all know there's a huge restoration market out there, and people who are wanting original locks
parts,
or something like that. So that that's another option too, depending on exactly.
I want the Mustang, 1964, the original Mustang head key was an H27.
Yep.
But they don't want it just to be an H27 aftermarket. They want it with the Mustang logo on it.
Yes.
All that stuff is hard to find.
It is. It is. And so any of you have it, it might kind of feel kind of junk to you just laying around. And chances are you're not going to have anyone who walks into your shop and like wants to sell it. But eBay, you can typically get a pretty good premium on that kind of stuff.
Or, like I say, the refurbish people, would do that old stuff.
Yeah, the restoration.
I even have Model T keys.
Like original?
Yeah. Model A. Yeah. I have old 34 Cadillac double-sided keys. I never knew GM had a double-sided key until I found the 34 I had to make a key for.
It's like what key is that?
Off the top of my head, it's like a B12 or B6. It's definitely, I actually have some.
Interesting. Okay.
And I got them from an old locksmith.
Yeah.
But I said, geez, never heard of that. So you live and learn every day.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. And it's a lot of times some of that low volume stuff actually can be very valuable, in the hands of the right person, automotive in particular. I think really is kind of what happened was when Lockcraft went out of business in particular, it kind of left this like void that I don't know. I mean, ASP has backfilled some of it, and then Stratec, of course, has some of it backfilled, but there's just a lot of stuff that was made that's just not made anymore.
Yeah, I have a ton of Briggs and Stratton old boxes instead of Strytac. It was Briggs and Stratton. They go, oh, you got a lawnmower shop? Nope, this is the original equipment.
I know, some people don't know that Strytac and Briggs and Stratton.
In your big red book, the ones who have it is a great, I call it the Bible for automotive for the old stuff.
Absolutely. Well, good, Ed. Any final thoughts before we get on to this week's winners?
Well, just keep trying and try to expand, because if you don't try, you don't want to stay just normal. You always want to be aggressive and do more for your own sake, longevity, learn new things, but don't overspend.
Very true. Well, yeah, so that was good, Dad. I mean, hey, it's been a few minutes since we got to get on live together. So sure fun.
Yep.
And let's go ahead and let's hop on in to this week's lucky winners. All right, now, of course, now, Julio, people have been complaining about you doing weird stuff, so please, no more weird stuff tonight, okay? Save it for, I don't know, never or later. But all right, well, hey, let's go away. When you want to email us your shipping info to sales@clksupplies.com or call us at 800-848-6989 and
Send it.
comment or how to win. Comment on our videos with the hashtag LockBoss. Winners will be chosen from comments on the previous week's videos for our weekly giveaway. No purchase necessary. With that being said, winner number 1 is Brian Ogram 5194.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Here we go. Winner number 2 is Locked Up Locksmith.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Here we go. Winner number 3 is BZ PC. Congratulations. Here we go. Winner number 4 is Ed Federo 6065. Hopefully I said that right.
Congratulations.
And then last but not least, winner number 5 this week is Michael Dupree 4360.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Now I hear all the music.
Yeah, we hear some music, but whatever Julio was doing earlier, we don't have a clue, do we?
Yeah, no.
Of what was kind of cooking in the oven there. But okay, hey, I got a few more things for you here really quick, all right? Actually, I have a whole bunch of stuff I'll rattle off for you. Number 1 is, if you enjoyed tonight and you want more where that came from, we have something for you. You can head on over to our good friend, the one and only Jimmy J, also known as the Iowa Lock Doc. He has a Discord, and that's where we host the Lock Boss After Party. So if you want to hang out, talk a little bit of, can't talk all of a sudden, but
A little bit of everything.
a little bit of everything. Thank you very much for that. And so if you want to come hang out, talk about whatever, it's a lot of fun, a lot of great people. It's been really fun for me to get to learn so much more about so many people. It's really cool. So, and by the way, I was gone last week, so I need to really catch up tonight. But so it should be a lot of fun there. So we got that going on, and a couple other just fun little facts. Hopefully here within the next month or so, we'll have a all new studio, and coming up probably right about the first of the year, we're going to have an all new Lock Boss giveaway, and it's going to be essentially pretty close to nothing like it is now. So excited about that. So
That means I have an opportunity to get something.
oh,
No.
oh, you know what? You just brought up something else I need to bring up. Thank you so much. So just a couple fun things there for you. So it should be a lot of fun. We're definitely all looking forward to it. And okay, what I want to show you guys is this that I take off screen for a second. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Stratech is out with their new posters. These things have been a shop staple for a long time. I mean, a long time. If you want one, we have them for free. Just ask, and we can add it to your order, and you can hang it up in all of its glory. So with that being said, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, nothing I can think except, good luck with business and keep busy.
Absolutely. And then I obviously need to fix whatever sound AV issues we had tonight to make them go away. The last thing I want is the one and only Pyro Lock, Mr. Kid Nixon. How you doing, sir? Mad at me for having bad sound.
Well, we'll just blow this whole thing up and we'll ask him to come do it.
Yeah.
Your tree.
Yes. But anyways, well, hey, I'm looking forward to hanging out with whoever heads over to the Discord after party. Links in the comments. Check it out. And really, until then, until next week, I hope you all have a wonderful and safe Tuesday evening and the rest of the week. And once again, thank you out there to all the vets.
Yep.
And happy Veterans Day. So we actually have our veteran turkey drive coming up this Friday, where we're going to be providing 100 turkey dinners. So looking forward to that. And of course, we'll video of some part of it and share it with you all here in a week or two. So anyways, all right. Wait, take care, Dad.
Yep.
Always good seeing you. I
Same
tell you
here.
what, you look good on camera, but let me tell you what, you look better in person. All
Oh,
right.
baby.
All right. All right, everybody. Have a good one.
We'll see ya.
We'll see ya.